Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at a movie, especially over the last 40 years, the first 50 minutes of the film should tell you if it's a classic or not. Now, we all know Inglourious Basterds is a classic, should not have lost to the Hurt Locker in 2010 for the 2009 year for Best Picture of the Oscars. Tarantino was ripped off for director as well. Now, the movie flies by in a very fast 2 hours and 40 minutes, but again, it's the opening scene that really determines the plot of the show. It just shows that a failure in one area can lead to success in others. Now, this was written and directed by Tarantino, starred Brad Pitt, Christoph Waltz, who won the Best Supporting Actor award for this, Michael Fassbender, Eli Roth, Diane Kruger, Diane Bull, Till Schweiger, and Melanie Laurent. The film tells an alternate history story of two plots to assassinate Nazi Germany's leadership. One planned by Shoshana Dreyfus, a young French-Jewish cinema proprietor, and the other by the British, but is ultimately conducted solely by a team of Jewish-American soldiers led by First Lieutenant Aldo Raine. Now, this is a science fiction movie as well. Maybe that's what it hurts his chances. Did pretty good at the box office, not as much as I expected, a little over $300 million. Now, when Christoph Waltz made Hans Landa his own, one of the most evil characters in any Nazi movie ever, the title of the movie itself was inspired by Italian directors Enzo Castellari's 78-year war film, The Inglourious Basterds, though Tarantino's film is not a remake of it. Now, the script for the movie was completed in 1998, but he struggled with the ending and chose instead to direct the two-part film Kill Bill. After directing Death Proof in 2007, he returned to work on Inglourious Basterds. It was filmed in October, starting October 2008 in Germany and France for the $70 million production budget. Premiered on May 20, 2009 at the Cannes Film Festival and received a wide release in theaters in the United States and Europe. Now, getting back to that original scene, now, if you haven't seen the movie before, herein will be spoilers. Now, in 1941, SS Standesführer Hans Landa interrogates French farmer Pierre Lapetite, suspecting that the Lapetites are hiding a Jewish family, the Dreyfuses, under their floorboards. Lapetite eventually tearfully confirms this to Sperry's own family, and Landa has the hidden family shot, but Shoshana Dreyfus gets away in unforeseen circumstances. Now, according to the plot, Landa is called the Jew Hunter by the residents of the community. And what he does in the movie, Tarantino does the scene in 3 different languages to build the tension, very Hitchcockian. Now, when I first saw it in the theaters, I was kind of wondering why he was doing all these language tropes, where a lot of people would know this before. But in 2009, the people that grew up with Hitchcock and neo-noir and film noir type tropes wouldn't really be turned on by that. But the younger generation really hadn't seen that before. Can you tell me how many people that are 10, 12 years old in 2009 knew all about Hitchcock's way of getting things like this done? But the scene itself, like Christoph Waltz can play any type of character, but a Hans Landa character is not only cartoonish, it's comic bookish. And it kind of harkens back to the style of characters that were presented in some Vertigo imprints, including Preacher, where the character is so one-dimensional, he becomes multi-dimensional because as the movie goes on, we find out there's more ways that Landa can be cruel and sarcastic and what he called egotistical. There's 5 or 6 scenes that Christoph Waltz, and it's close to a lead performance you're going to see. But because the movie is in different sections or like chapters in a book, just like a multi-form Pulp Fiction novel of 6 or 8 issues, I wonder if Tarantino was inspired by the Vertigo style imprint of the 90s where, Sandman, Preacher, things like that. The film itself, 5 stars out of 5, but Tarantino was ripped off for Best Picture and Best Director. It is the best movie, possibly one of the top 5 movies of the last 25 years as well. You watch the movie, you have to watch it more than once because it had aspects of comedy, aspects of revenge. But if you're a person of Jewish descent like me, and a certain scene involving Hitler, basically to see how here in spoilers, he dies. It's outstanding. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my story on Inglourious Basterds. If you like what we're doing here, we're a Vintage Movie Podcast. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.